What's up, tea drinkers? Who's ready to spill? Welcome to The Tea with KG, hosted by your girl, Kaylee Grace. Here you'll find your weekly boost of real talk mixed with laughter, healing, and all of those vulnerable, messy moments in between. The Tea with KG is a safe space for you to show up exactly as you are. We are here to share real-life stories from around the globe and be a community of love, joy, and celebrating life. This is a real deal show, so there will be coarse language and sensitive topics discussed. The most beautiful stories oftentimes emerge from the darkest of places, and we're here to explore it all. There's room for everyone at this tea time, so grab your drink of choice, spark it up, or just relax and soak it up. Cheers, and let's spill. What's up, tea drinkers? We are back with another episode of The Tea with KG. I'm your host, Kaylee Grace. We are here to spread the sparkle. We have another amazing guest joining us this week. She's our favorite psychic medium oracle back in the house, Erica Lopez, aka Gypsy Cowgirl Tarot. You know her well. Her very first episode with us was episode 8. Her next episode with us was episode 44. Now she's here for 71. We were literally just laughing. We were like, of course, it's all breaks down to eights. We've got the 888 across the board, and I'm so excited to have you. And we also started recording right at 333. So all of you who know us, who've heard us before, know you love our numerology. So excited to have you back. So grateful for your energy. You look so beautiful. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. I think that's so funny. Yeah. It's so funny how synchronistic it is too, because like how many times have we like tried to get this session like down and ready to go, like,
Yep. And
for
it
us is
always
always
works out as it should. I kept laughing.
yeah,
because
yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking
I'm
about
not
it.
like worried about it at all. It'll happen in this perfect moment. And truly
Right?
it is a moment of destiny. Like today, like well, we are in that new moon, in
Yes.
Cancer. And then today, the 17th, wait, no, today's the 18th. Yesterday, the
Yes.
17th, the North Node and South Node move signs for the next 2 years. So, like 2 years ago, back in, I think it was January, I want to say 18th. Don't quote me though. The North Node went into Taurus.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the South Node moved to Scorpio. So
Mm-hmm.
now it's going, South Node is going to Libra and then North Node to Taurus. So anyways, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
But yeah, my point was that like the North Node is representative of our destined path per se, etc., right? Like the path that we are meant to follow, right? Kind of
Yeah, to
thing.
move towards.
Yeah,
Totally.
and
Yeah.
then the South Node is what we move away from, what we heal. It's our karmic path. It's our,
Yeah.
the what we release, and that kind of thing. So it's just cool because it's destiny, and like then we meet today, and it's like
It is
that's the moment.
destiny
Mm-hmm.
across the board. That's so
Mm-hmm.
funny because, like, I always knew about the North Node, but you think I would realize there's also a South Node, but I didn't think of
Yeah.
it like that. And then recently saw posts and everything about North and South, and I was like, I always remember Taurus and Scorpio as opposites. I think maybe because my partner's a Scorpio, and I always just remember those two things are opposite. But
Right.
my
Right.
my North Node is
And you're a
Pisces, so
Taurus.
yeah, my sun sign.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, what's the opposite of Pisces? It's Virgo. Is it Virgo or Libra? That's the south of the Pisces. I
That
think
would
it's
be
Virgo.
Virgo.
Yeah, that's what
That
I
would be
thought.
Virgo, because Libra is Aries.
Yes,
Aries and
yes.
Libra are.
And I find that
Mhm.
so interesting moving away from the Virgo and into the Pisces. And it totally makes sense. Like, even when I look back, and both my parents are Virgos too. And I find that intriguing as well. Cause I'm like,
Wow, you guys are
you
all
know,
Earth signs.
I know so much earth going on. And like I'm like it's interesting when you look at like cutting certain generational ties and everything too. And I just find that's interesting, the synchronicity there. I'm like, all right, we're moving away from that and into our Pisces energy.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to do at one point like and I think that this would be so cool, and like um like I don't want to share too much because it's like such a neat idea. Well, it's not something I don't really care about. But it's like an app or something to where like it's really easy for people to be able to get like a whole like timeline read of like
Yeah.
significant moments of their life, like like be able to kind of see all of the transits and different things that happened in like July of 2008, you know what I mean? And then you
Yeah.
could see, holy shit, that was a pivotal moment of my life. I was going through a freaking breakup, or that's when I met my karmic ex. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, well, this was happening. And, so it's just kind of crazy. And then to see the pattern. So yeah, I have all kinds of like little,
Right? I love
ideas.
that. Because, like, I feel like, too, sometimes, like, I don't remember, like, from childhood. I remember some stuff, but then there's some stuff you don't remember. And I'm
Oh
like,
gosh. Yeah.
right? I'm like, did
Yeah.
I disassociate? Did I block that out? Like,
Totally.
why
Yeah.
don't I remember these things? Right? So
Yeah.
I think that would be super freaking
It was a
cool.
coping mechanism,
Right? I'm like, I had to protect myself somehow.
survival mode.
Yeah, right?
Clearly don't remember 13 and under. Okay.
Right?
So,
And sometimes people are like, what do you mean you don't remember? I'm like, there's nothing. Like, very
black,
vivid with some
oblivion.
stuff. Yeah. And then other stuff, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I'm the same way. Me and my brother like laugh about that. Like we can be like we will remember the most like detailed, random, my mom's like, "What? How do you even remember that?" And I'm like,
Yes.
"I don't know." And it's like something so weird,
Yes. The
but like
weirdest
I can't
things.
remember my 10th birthday.
Exactly. And like sometimes, like, I think back, like, good thing, like, if you did as a kid have your family take pictures, because like I go through the album and then I'd be like, oh, right, that's what
Yeah,
I was doing on that
thank
day
God.
or in that time. Yeah.
There's a record.
Yeah. It's kind of like a good thing that in our world now, like, it's so common for people to just have pictures of everything. And people can laugh and whatever, but I'm like, you're going to be thankful you have those one day because I have memories pop up
Oh
all the
my
time
gosh, yeah.
and I don't remember. I'm like, oh, right, I forgot about
My
that.
mom, she has rolls of film that she hasn't even in bags like that have yet to even be
Oh my
developed.
God.
And like
She needs to develop those. I'm
and then
so
she has
curious.
like, then she has like boxes of like the old video camera, the camcorders, like our home
Yes.
videos and like all these cassettes of like full home videos and like, and yeah, it is that our generation or we are kind of like the last of
I'm right. The
we're the
last
last
of
of the
the.
Mohicans, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like we were out there doing the damn thing for everybody, and then hello, like we were the ones to get the first cell phones, like as teenagers,
Yeah.
and
And
that
like the
that
internet. I
uh
love
huh,
that we witnessed both sides. I'm so friggin' grateful I was alive
yeah,
before the internet was a thing.
yeah,
Because I feel like we developed like the most beautiful, like being outside all the time, like just natural things that our beings
yeah.
need. I'm so grateful for that. Because like technology is awesome. It's done so much for us. But I'm like, I am grateful to be a little Mother Earth child that played in the woods when I was a kid.
Yes, yeah. I'm all for technology if it's for like the highest and greatest good of all,
Yes.
right? But so much of it is not,
Nope.
right? So that's
I
like what for me it
struggle.
gets like,
It's
yeah,
it's a battle. It's like I have to sometimes when I'm going down that path and seeing all the grossness, I'm like, okay, but think of what's good about it because it's so challenging to not
right.
see all the
Yeah.
things and let it consume your being or my
Mhm.
sensitive little being anyway.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean for sure, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've been talking about that a lot. I think just in general, people in the collective are, especially right now, we're like getting just so blasted with like different kinds of all kinds of different light codes and different like for me the way that I receive them or the way that I hear it is interdimensional rays.
Ooh.
So it's like it's coming from the beams that we're being blasted with and the way that it's coming through and the energies that we are integrating in from our light system into our physical body and trying to incorporate that from our day in and day out. It's crazy. um
Mhm.
but it's coming from so for me the way that I connect with it and channel it is like you could be getting like an upgrade or like a download from, it could be like a seventh dimension download. And then you could be like simultaneously at the same time receiving incoming data and, things upgrading your system, etc., from the 12th
Yeah.
dimension. So you're getting like
Ooh.
all of these things of like, you know, and this isn't, I wouldn't, well, for me, it's factual. For me, it's factual. I can call it
Mhm.
factual,
Mhm.
but I'm not calling it factual. You know what I mean?
Right.
So whoever watches this, like, you have to take it all with a grain of salt, just like everything else, right?
Mhm.
And and like with everything else, I suggest tapping into it and seeing what you feel about it,
Mhm.
right? And developing your own, and it's not to, basically, I think that when we do this, I would guarantee that most people, when you really connect, you're going to feel the same things that I'm saying and connecting to and stuff. You're going to be like, oh yeah,
That
that's what I feel
resonates.
too. Yeah, exactly,
Yes.
that resonates. So it shows you. So when I mean it's not factual, but it's factual for me, like.
Mhm. Absolutely. I love that you said that because it's true. It's like even sometimes if you watch different readings or something, sometimes like there might be a couple
Totally.
things that are so for you. You're like, there's no way that's not mine. That is totally for me. But maybe throughout the reading, something else
Absolutely.
comes up and it's like, oh, maybe not. So I love that you brought that up because it's true. It's like what
Hmm.
is like a hell yes in your body, in your being,
Hmm.
that's yours. You don't have to overthink it. I think sometimes
And
too.
it doesn't matter if that reading has, you know, 40,000 views, it's still your message. It's still
Yes.
meant for you, 1,000% meant for you. Like,
Hmm.
so, but yeah, absolutely. You do have to,
Right?
I was talking about that today or yesterday or something in one of my readings.
Of
I was saying
course.
it's funny to me. It's funny to me when I read like through the comments and stuff, because I read the comments, I'll go through and
Hmm.
read them.
Yep.
And and not I sometimes I miss them, I don't get every single video, but for the most part I really do. I try and I
Yeah.
really connect with everything. So but like people will take it like so seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's like it's the be all end all. And I love that you always say that too with energy, anything. It's fluid. It's not harsh and like this is it and this is only it. No, you got to feel it. You got
yeah,
to flow with it. And like,
there's no black and white with it. Like it's
yes.
very, even though it's very black and white in a lot
Mhm.
of ways, it's not, it is, yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Okay, I am in your brain and you are in mine because I know exactly what you mean. And I think people listening, if they're new to it or they're not sure, take the pressure off. If you feel hell yeah to something,
Yes.
just go with it. Don't, and if something you're like, oh, I'm not sure, it might not be for you. Or maybe down the road, you'll be like, oh, wait, that was for me too. Like you never know when things
Yeah,
happen.
future influence. So
Yeah.
don't discount a lot of things just because it might not be for you right in this very second, because time on all fronts, past, present, and future, per se, are happening all at once. So maybe
Mm.
it's not happening to you in your lifetime, not in your lifetime. Maybe it's not happening in your life in this timeline that you're on in this very moment. But 6 months down the road, as your timelines shift and you shift with these timelines and they integrate in, which by the way, what's happening right now is a massive integration of timelines. Okay.
Yes. I feel like I
Big
can't wait for you
ones.
to go into this because I was like, tell me more about the timelines.
Yeah, it's like the energy that we're okay, yeah, so that's like a whole other thing. But what was I saying about the, as the what was I just talking about with the timelines and
Well, we were talking about like the getting
we're both lost.
downloads. I know we're like we go on these tangents. That's how we do. That's how we flow. You're
Mhm.
talking about like 12th dimension, 7th dimension, and then we moved into take things with a grain of salt. Like it is sure, but also
Oh,
remember
right, right,
to
right, right.
flow.
So with if you're watching like a tarot reading, you might feel like it's intuitively just not for you, and that's totally fine. But there might be parts that just aren't happening for you in that moment, right? And it could still be for you though, because it's
Mhm.
future influence is what we call it. So it's just energy that the reader is receiving, and it's got to be big energy if a reader's going to be picking up on it, right? Now,
Yes.
you watch me, so like how I feel. Like it's not really how I feel, it's just more observation. but there's a lot of readers that are, just card readers, and that's totally
Mm.
fine because
Mhm.
you can definitely get a legitimate reading with just reading the cards and perceiving the energy of the card however, you can, but it's not going to be on a deep level, right? But then you get
Right.
like readers who don't use the cards or need the cards, or they just start channeling because they're connecting directly to the person's energy or to the collective's energy. So I'm one of those readers. And, there's a lot of readers out there that are like that. But, for the most part, you're seeing like it reminds me of like a TikTok fad, or like
Right.
where like it's just blowing up. Like there's just like this overflow of like readers, like, and there's,
Yes.
okay, whatever, to each their own. Like I'm all
Mhm.
for it. But it's just, you gotta be discerning. You gotta be discerning,
Absolutely.
just
Oh
like
my
everything
God.
else, right?
Yeah, big time
You're
yes
gonna,
on that. Oh my God.
yeah.
Because some people I just know immediately. I'm like, no, it doesn't feel like authentic or it doesn't feel right for me. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I'm like, no, no, thank you. But the ones you're naturally drawn
Yeah,
to, like those are your, as you say, your soul familia. Like those are the people you're
right.
supposed to be energetically tied to. So
Yeah.
I like that. Yes, discernment always, people. Like Erica said, with everything.
Yeah. Yeah, with everything. Yeah,
Hmm.
and and real readers will never reach out to you. They'll never message you, and gotta be
No.
discerning. You gotta be discerning.
Oh my
I'm so
gosh.
happy that
Like,
Instagram started the verification of the accounts. That's like
yeah.
such a small thing to, well, I'm sure it wasn't a small thing for them to create as far as that goes, but I'm just glad that they did it because it just seems like something that's so simple that is going to help a lot,
Oh my
in a lot
gosh.
of ways.
Especially I find in the tarot world, energetic world, the spiritual world, I feel like scammers prey on that so easily because oh my
They
God, the
do.
inboxes I get, and I know the
Yeah,
difference and I'm like, you're trying to pull a fast one on me. It's not gonna work. I know what you're doing here.
totally.
So I don't
Hmm.
even respond, but I see people who think it's real and they respond. I'm like, sweetie, no. I'm like
Yeah.
a genuine energy reader, tarot, psychic medium, whatever, that you don't need to do that. Like the people who
Mm-mm.
come to you come to you. Like
They'll
it's
find
not,
us. Yeah.
yes, yeah.
They're divinely led and guided. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
it just feels gross because I feel like spirituality can be such a vulnerable space and it just seems like
It
it's like,
is definitely
right?
a very vulnerable space. And
Mm,
there's people who are really struggling with their awakening. And, you have these people that are of the same cloth, that
yeah.
are like, that we are connected to, that we are one with. And this is the big thing is, and this is how I know that, like, I mean, one of the ways that I know that I have reached very high levels of frequency, and where my level of compassion is like beyond, like, so the people that have created scam accounts of me. They've started YouTube
Yes.
channels. Do this to a lot of readers, right? Or they
Yeah.
screen record our content and then upload the video as theirs on the fake
Yeah.
channel. So, if you're just a viewer, unless you come across the real me, right? Like you're not going to know or whatever, and even then it's like a duplicate, right? So anyways,
Yeah.
I just have compassion for them. Like I pray for them. Like I send them love. Like,
Yes.
like I just know how all of this works and I already know. And it's just like, ugh. I feel for these people what has happened in their life that has like made them so disconnected to where they find this okay
Mm-hmm.
and normalizing it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, as an empath, right, like that just has trauma written all over it.
All over
Like,
it.
right? Like,
Yep.
who knows what part of the world they're living in? Who
Mm.
knows if they even have a bed to sleep in?
Right.
You
If
know?
they're safe, if they have any support,
you
anything.
know
Yeah.
and I'm not justifying it because it is
No,
terrible, but I'm not here. It's not my place, it's not anyone's place to judge another, so
that's
I don't,
right.
you
It's so
know
funny you're talking about judgment because I feel like I have been speaking on that a lot lately. And I was listening to a different podcast and they were talking about that. Again, we synchronize with what we're talking about, but it's so true. And I feel like our world is quick to judge always. And it's like, but who are you? I'm
yeah,
like, we've all made mistakes. We've all done things. We've all had experiences where maybe we weren't optimal either. And if you can grow past that and as light worker get into gaining your deeper compassion and openness for others, I just feel like it opens doors to understanding. And don't we want that with people? Again, like you said, not condoning activities like that, but like you said, it has to stem from somewhere. I feel like
yeah.
everything we do stems from something, whether it be good or bad. And bringing that awareness to people, and maybe one day someone doing that may see the error of that and be like, okay, I'm going to choose this path now.
Clearly we can see that the world is breaking.
Yes.
Like, that's just the word, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
breaking. Just it's literally just crumbling right before our eyes, right? Like, but the things that are crumbling are the things that are the polarity and create the injustices and the class systems and everything else that is not in alignment with God's source and that
Right.
love vibration
Mm-hmm.
that we
Mm-hmm.
truly are and that
Yes.
truly everyone is. So, you know, it's all coming down for a reason, and it's not going to not stop coming down. It's
It's gonna
there's
keep
not going to be
coming.
a it's just that's it. Just we just have to we just need to flow with the transformation of what's
Mm-hmm.
happening. But the good news is that when we say the new earth and us light workers, we're not like, I'm not just here to like have a YouTube platform and do readings and all the other things, right? Like, I'm here to see this all the way through. I'm here to help with the rise of it. I'm here to help with the integration of it. I'm here to help humanity work through it because this is going to be so very traumatic and different, and like, but at the same time, the way that the frequency is rising for me now, again, this is not things that I've read or that someone told me, or like, this is just what I'm sharing, what I see, what I feel, kind of a thing. So you might feel the same. You might really feel like this resonates, that it's very resonant. A lot of people do, but I keep losing my train of thought. It's okay. It like this happens with new moons, like really kind of mess with my like my crown and my third eye a lot. And I tend to get very like daisy and like
Yes.
dreamy kind of like, and the fact that it's in Cancer, like
I know.
it's like messed with me. Anyways, building the new earth. So that is something. So I'm gonna be starting my Patreon channel finally. I've been promising everybody for like 3 months.
Yes.
But like, I've already started it. I just need to go on and like figure out like the pricing, which is like my like least favorite part of like this
Yeah.
stuff, is like that, and I connect and I'm like, what are the pricings? What do I do? What should I put? And then it comes through for me, and that's always what I follow.
I like
And
that. I struggle in that aspect as well, and I like that you just let it flow because I'm always like,
yeah.
is this right? I don't know, and it's still, I know those are like blockages within me for sure, like not thinking I'm worthy of certain amounts, but I'm like, no,
And that's it
honey.
exactly. I will struggle with my human worthiness, and I will lowball myself when that's bullshit. Like,
Right?
I
Preach it,
get
sister.
yeah, I get a lot of people that will like leave comments, or like people who are like my clients, or they've gotten readings with me, and they'll be like, you should get a reading with her. She's phenomenal. Or like, if someone leaves a comment about like pricing or something, like, people will just like jump on it and be like, she should be charging more for what she does.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever even had a reading with her? Like, oh my gosh. Like, for me, I'm just, and I see other readers that, again, I don't ever compare apples with oranges, but there was a couple of readers, and I know when I'm shown things, it's for a reason.
Hmm.
So there was a reason why within like a week I saw, because I do live card pulls, on my channel
Yes.
where I will do live readings for people. And I just started doing this back in January.
It's so
Um,
fun.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love it, but it's, it's like I'm trying to kind of, I guess the word would be like wean, trying to wean
Mm,
the channel off of it. Not like off of
yes.
it for good, but just, because for
Pull it
me,
back a
it's,
bit.
yeah, like it's just
Mhm.
it's a lot for me to do them, and I
For
love doing them for
sure.
people, but I know that there's people out there that can't, their abundance is just not in the place that, maybe they need it to be in this very moment or whatever, right? And they need a reading, and they need some clarity or some confirmation or insight or something. That's why I started doing it, because I was
Yeah.
getting emails for people that were like, I would love to get a reading with you, but I just can't afford it. Hopefully one day. I'm a single mom of three. I love your channel and I'm so grateful that I came across you. I would love to get a reading with you someday. Hopefully someday I can afford it, things like that. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay,
Yeah,
all right,
totally. You felt called to be able to provide that. Totally. Because
yeah,
you do
yeah,
it because you
absolutely.
love it and you're called to do it and it's for the common good of everyone. So totally.
Yeah. When we were like talking a moment ago, I was just kind of shuffling and I pulled a card for just for the collective energy of like maybe like whoever is going to be tuning in, whoever finds this and tunes in, this could be a message for you. It's from the Rose Oracle, which is by Rebecca Campbell. It can be found like basically anywhere, Amazon, stuff like that. But it's like
It's
it's the
pretty.
Rose lineage, so it's about like the Sisters of the Rose and the Magdalenes, etc. Right? So this card is about open. The card says open. It says say yes, expand through the extremes, and trust in life. So
Ooh, it's so pretty. I love it.
I know these cards are really beautiful. They're
Wow. It's
very
powerful.
what is the word, like geometric, like the way everything's all like it's like a
Yeah.
kaleidoscope, like looking through it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like so like I love it when you look at something and there's a lot to look at and you can just take it in and feel it's got its own energy, that whole image in itself. It's not just like a plain old image. It's like what else can
Oh
we
yeah.
see in that? I love
Oh
it.
yeah, definitely. So what I'm getting with that is that whoever I'm talking to right now, there's definitely been these. It's like the analogy that I get often from my guides is like taffy, where you're pulling on taffy like this, right? Like, and it starts to, as it stretches further and further, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner until it becomes like this little like and then just breaks off,
Yeah.
right? This little
Nothing.
right, just
Mhm.
nothing, right? So that's how you've been feeling. Like you've been feeling like the taffy. You've been feeling like you've been being stretched and stretched and stretched and stretched, right? So there's a lot of things that have been coming up. 3D challenges specifically is what I get. So when I say 3D challenges, what that means is like challenges within your everyday environments, your life, your home life, your work life. For some reason, I'm hearing your gym life. So maybe for
Oh.
some of you guys, maybe you work out and you're very, and maybe there was something that was being avoided or a lesson that needed to be learned or something that was just, I don't know. So maybe something came up in the form of a quarrel or something, where it was associated with someone else in the gym or your workplace, but anyway, so there's all these little, like I call them as like landmines, basically. So we're like trying to like walk through life and there's like these landmines, and it's not like anyone's setting us up and trying to be like mean and pick on you. It's literally just things that are set there for you to learn something. So
Mm.
this is going to be the biggest thing for a lot of you guys out there right now. It's about your perspective, and everything that's happening right now is about that. So like speaking of the north node and the south node, right now there's a lot of people who, if they are still resisting their alignment and things of that nature, right, the south node energy, especially being within Libra rules partnerships and marriage and all that, right? So
Hmm. The
Libra is going
scales.
to, and the justice scales,
Yeah.
Libra is going to come down with the Libran energy in the south, combined with the south node, and it's going to go, look at all your partnerships, look at your romantic partnerships and your marriage, and the partnership that you have with your boss. Does your boss take advantage of you? Do they overwork you? Are they verbally abusive? Are they
Mm.
inconsiderate? you know there's a lot of different things. So this is a time of definitely deep reflection and looking at these aspects of yourself, and basically what are you still allowing, and what are you still putting up with that brings you down, stresses you out, diminishes you, pulls you out of your lane, makes you feel like crap, whatever, 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 whatever. You could go on and on and on. And the difference between what's happening right now and like any other time before is the universe it's like it's done playing. It's an
Mm.
energy of that, like,
Yeah.
and I can't say that, like, all the planets got together and, like, all the galactic people, and they were just like, hey guys, like, aren't you tired of this shit?
Yeah, we're done. No more.
Like, we're throwing in the towel, like,
Yeah.
let's just, do this now,
I
like,
love that.
it's time. Like, this has been prophesied for eons and eons by many ancients many times over, and this is it. This is the time. And so,
Yes.
speaking of like light workers and like, people who are here on earth at this time, right? We're very chosen, right? Like they say, like the chosen ones.
The
And like,
chosen ones.
again, it's not like God's source or, the universe was like that one and that one and that one. It was like, this was our soul's mission. Like, but many, many, many people who are here on earth at this time are very old souls, because
Mm.
we've, I truly feel that many of us, many souls will not be returning. I feel that this is like kind of like if you help with getting this new earth vibration up and going, and like, and you
Ooh, I
clear,
just
because a
got
lot of, yeah, a
goosebumps.
lot of people are clearing like the biggest stuff that they haven't learned or cleared for many incarnations. So in this
Mhm.
lifetime, I keep saying it over on my channel. I'm like, this lifetime is the lifetime. It's like the
Yeah.
lifetime. And again, this is something that I was shown, and that I was basically like, what I'm prophesizing is that the light workers and, people on earth on this, who are here right now at this time, who are having children, the children that are coming in, we know that they're going to be very high vibrational. Many of them, they're going to be completely activated, awoken, like total like rainbow babies like that, right?
Oh,
but
so cute.
um but that, in a way, it's like a contract, like, you've done, and you don't have to have a child to have this like kind of a contract, as far as what I'm saying. But it's almost like, in the eyes of the universe, they're going, everything else is wiped clean, like, you're good, because you descended and incarnated at a very pivotal time in the earth's history, where the earth was literally imploding on itself and would completely, basically deactivate, like,
Mm,
on the biggest level. And you basically came to help save it,
I love
so it's
that.
it's like, you played a pivotal part. You get to, ascend. You're an ascended master now, like,
Wow, I keep getting
that's
goosebumps.
truly,
Like,
yeah, like,
ooh, powerful.
that's truly what I've been shown and feel. And I think that there's different levels of it and things, and I don't know. I don't know the logistics. It's not my job to know all that. It's just, I just know. And a lot of times when I get stuff like this, like, I'll get bits and pieces, and like, and then I'll start getting floods of like more details of things, like,
Oh,
so it'll
cool.
start like making
Yeah.
more and more sense or whatever. But
The
but
pieces
yeah,
come
it is.
together. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
but it is. It's like very beautiful, and it's like crazy too. Like, if you didn't know me, you'd probably for sure like want to lock me up in a crazy house. But
No way. I
yeah,
totally
I'm
feel
really
that.
excited.
Yeah, like everything you're saying about, well, I watch your channel too, so I've heard you say some of these things before, but even just within my journey and myself and even people around me, I feel
Right.
so much of what you're saying. It's like enough is enough. The shift is here. Like it's like everything you said, I'm like, yep. Yep. And I love what
Mhm.
you said about, because like I want human babies for sure. So I'm like, oh, my
Mhm.
little beautiful babies, come find
Yeah,
me. I still got some
absolutely.
ascending to do, but come find me.
Absolutely. But you know what? The children, like it actually kind of reminds me of like, the soulmate connections and or like a twin flame connection where the feminine or the mother, like, who would be the mother archetype, right? You are the empress, or, however you want to say it, but you're the way shower to this powerful being, this
Mhm.
child, but this child is a very old soul. Here's another thing that I get too, though, is that a lot of light workers that are incarnated here right now, they will be birthing. Oh, that's another thing that I'm getting is that if you're watching this, and I'm not obviously like a medical doctor, and I'm just saying something that I keep being shown is if you're someone that has struggled with being pregnant or getting pregnant in your past, or you were told at one point by your gyno or doctor that you were not fertile, okay, like you were barren and whatever, right? And you've gone through your awakening and you've started like doing some healing work and I would get another, I wouldn't breathe life into that because there are blessings being poured in to many people right now. And some of the downloads that are being downloaded in are things like that. You get a download, a seed planted of fertility that, do you know what I mean? And it's like,
Oh, I have a real life story that literally is exactly what you just said. She was a
oh, I
guest
have
on,
clients that
right?
I've done readings that were, a lot of readers won't do that. And I obviously can't say for sure anything, but I've had people be barren, but they really want a baby and they try everything. And then I'm like, around June, you'll get a positive. And then yeah. But
Stop.
tell me your
Yeah,
story, love.
this
I can't wait.
story, it goes totally with what you were saying about the ascending and the healing. This girl, she completely, like, physically, there would be no way for a sperm to get to an egg. Like, everything's blocked, the works. She's experienced it. So went through IVF, it didn't work. So then she's like, I'm gonna take some time off work, I'm gonna heal my mother wound, I'm gonna just focus in
Hmm.
here.
Hmm.
Erica, she got pregnant naturally. They just
Yeah.
had their baby girl. Her story, I'm like, when people say they don't believe in miracles, I'm like, how do you not believe in miracles? Like that, like their science can't explain it. Nothing can explain it. It was just like,
Yeah.
it's just so beautiful. And like
Yeah.
the baby was born a little premature, but they just got to bring her home. And I'm just like, it just, like my heart
Oh.
explodes, right? It is so funny you say that because it's
Yeah.
literally that. It's exactly that. It's a
Yeah.
miracle.
Literally, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. I love it. And I'm
Right?
not it doesn't it's beautiful and it doesn't surprise me at all because we live in such a magical universe, such a magical earth, magical world. The non-magic folk is the lie. That's the
Right?
lie. Like,
The
what
muggles.
yeah, like the muggles, like what we've been, conditioned to believe. And you know what? Like those of us who are true angels of earth, we've descended here as angels to be in a human body and to do angelic work from a human body and perspective. I was going somewhere with that. It was about the magic. Okay, hold on. It's all coming back. It's coming back.
It's all coming back to me
Mhm.
now.
So that's what I'm saying. So we live in such a magical, earth, and we've been, conditioned not to believe that stuff, when in reality that is the truth. And now we're like seeing all of this magic, and people are like, I'm not on, like, I have my YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So I'm not on anything else. I had TikTok for a while and I still have my profile up. Like you could go to
Hmm.
it, but I'm not active on there. I haven't been for a long time. But
Yeah.
I know that there's so many videos of like people like witnessing things and like, oh my God, I saw a fairy, and like there's like a fairy, like, that they'll see. Or, just the
Yeah.
other day I took a picture and actually I forgot to upload it. I'm just being reminded now, but I was getting all these really pretty like light codes, and
Hmm.
there's this like secret garden type patch. It's like I don't even know how you would explain it. It's like a secret garden.
I loved that movie as a kid. The
Yeah,
secret
me too,
garden, yeah.
right? Me too.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Pollen, pollen. Anyways, it's like covered in like flowers everywhere and wisteria hangs down
Ooh,
and it's like all
pretty.
magical. And there's actually a huge tree that it's a huge I think they're the Italian cedar or Italian
Okay.
cypress stands just like real tall like this. Like, they have them in like gardens that,
Yes.
side by side by side because they like work as like a wall. Well, the wisteria completely took that tree over, so it's like this tall wisteria tree, and all you see is like all these beautiful purple things that hang, and all these like beautiful vines, and like all these birds are always like everywhere on it. And it's just like
Yes.
it's so magical and like just beautiful, like something you would see in like a real like a fairy tale movie, something
Yeah,
like that, right?
totally. That's a visual I have right now. It's pure
Um,
magic.
but that's where I know, and I was like, so the tree literally has like a face on the front of it, and it faces my home, and it literally looks dead on of Merlin's face,
Stop.
I took so yeah, I've taken pictures of the Merlin tree, and like I've had people come over and I'm like, doesn't that look like Merlin? Can you see the face? And because it's like the face, and then like you see like the
Is the
mustache and like
beard?
the
Yeah.
beard that hangs,
Yeah.
and then he has the way that the tree is shaped, he has his like his wizard hat that
I
so it's
love
just
this.
funny. But I'm just like, that's such a magical place with all of just the animals and the birds and the flowers and the trees. I'm like, there's so many fairies. And even in my front yard, my little things that I have going, and I have like a bay leaf tree and all these, you know, I know that there's like the fairies are there, and I'm like, I always like commune with them and talk with them. And me, I'm super connected to like all that. But
Oh, yeah.
I got like the coolest picture the other day of this. You could see the one little fairy, and it's just like sitting there, and you could see like the wings like and the little
It's making
points
me
like on
emotional.
the wings.
Oh, I don't know why, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
making
just
me
like it's so
emotional.
funny. But it's so sweet, and I was like, oh my God, you were like sitting like right there, and I'm looking up like this way, so I wasn't even paying attention to like what was like in front of me. But yeah, they're so sweet, and they're so like there for us. Now granted, there's different kinds, and there's some
Yes.
that are not
They're like
they could be
tricksters or whatever,
they could be
right?
little tricksters, and they could
Yeah.
be not the nicest, and
Hmm.
so we gotta like, but for the
Discernment
most
always.
part,
Yes.
yeah, discern always. I feel like that should be a shirt. Maybe I'll put
Right?
that on some of my merchandise.
Please do. Yes.
Yeah, all the things, and then discern always.
Yes. I love it. What colors were the fairy that you saw?
So that one, well, I'll try to remember, and I'll put it in my story, and like I'll
Yeah.
tag it so you can see it. But you'll see like it almost looks like it camouflaged in with like the shade of like the
Yeah.
plant. So it looks like kind of like there's blues and like
Uh-huh.
greens and stuff, but it also looks like kind of shaded in where you can see more of like the silhouette of it. You know what I mean? So when you
Ooh,
can't really see
cool.
like, yeah, so there's
Vivid.
like
Yeah.
different stuff like going on with it and whatnot. But
Cool.
yeah.
Oh, I love it.
But what's funny about it is the way that I see the fairy, like if I'm just like connecting to like the energy, and what I was feeling that day was I was feeling a lot of like gold has been coming up a lot. So it's like these golden codes that we're receiving. There's just like the metal gold is very much
Mhm.
associated to like the sun and summer, and like I might I think it might be associated with Leo as well. I know it's not like there's like
Yeah.
I think it might be the metal associated to Leo. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
That feels right to me. I'm not sure either, but it
yeah, it's
feels
just
right.
I mean it's like gold sun, like
That and Leo,
Leo.
yeah, totally.
Yeah. But anyways, but it's just been coming through a lot. So I was imagining like all of the little like pixies and little fairies and stuff like as like little like kind of gold
Yeah, little
sparkly like
glimmers. Yeah.
yeah, like they kind of just you can see like they're so that's kind of how I
I like that. Yeah.
so I pulled another two cards, and then if there's some things that you want to ask and stuff like before
Yeah,
we start like wrapping
let's
up and
go
stuff.
for
But
it.
so anyway, so basically like everyone who tunes in, like you've just been really feeling the like pull and the it almost feels like the heaviness, the pressure, like you've been in a void, maybe like things just maybe weren't going how you planned, and it just feels like things aren't moving, or you feel kind of stuck or just a little stagnant in areas. And maybe you feel like you've been doing the do and putting in the work, and this is the time where everything shows up. This is the time where everything starts to shift and change. And you know so basically, with this first card, it says trust life. There's an opening here, so it's about the openness of what's coming in. So make sure your heart is open, make sure you're open, make sure you're not resisting that which is flowing into you, meaning getting in your head, worrying, stressing out, really just feeling good, and doing things that bring you joy, right? That's going to be the best thing you could possibly do. You do have this card right here that says the second bloom. It says a second chance, it's never too late, and new possibilities. And what this is for me is I'm hearing the word rock bottom. So there's some people out there that literally feel like their life has hit a rock bottom, or maybe you just feel like you have consistently hit rock bottom after rock bottom. You keep getting thrown off the horse, and you're about to just say, screw the horse, I'll walk, you know? But the message is you aren't meant to walk. Like, you are meant to be on that horse. You're meant to ride that horse through life, and that horse is going to take you to very beautiful places. So they're letting you know there is a second chance here. There are things opening up for you. There's doors opening, and you're going to have it's going to feel like it really does feel like just things just start opening up and just start moving and evolving very quickly. Like, and again, it's not our job to know every single detail. So don't worry about the details. Don't worry about the fine print. Don't worry about well, how's it going to happen? And how's this going to show up? And I'm just a receptionist that makes $25 an hour at my job. How could I possibly get an unexpected check or money, or, be a millionaire? Well, you trust. You
Yes.
trust, and you surrender, and you don't worry, and you say, and so it is done, and it's done.
And so
Okay.
it is.
Yeah. So second chances. And also what this is, it's like your second act, your second part of like your life, meaning it doesn't matter what age you are. Once you've had your ground rising, once you've had your awakening, which there's so many layers and levels to it, right? Like, in 20 years, I'm still going to be awakening. I'm still going to be peeling layers, I'm just going to be
Yes.
much more in a higher vibration as I do it. So there's going to be
Yes.
less to peel back. And then I'm going to be going deeper into it. So
Mm-hmm.
there's that. That's always fun, right? But
Yes.
but we know how to navigate it. We know how to sit with it. We know how to process it. We know how to heal it. We know how to purge it. We know how to take care of ourselves now in ways that we didn't know before. We didn't know, like, what shadow work or
Yeah, we did not wake
these.
up like this. It took some time.
No, no. Like, I was, it was like a bull in a china shop, just like raw dogging my way through life, just
Preach it.
destroying all kinds of shit in my path. Like, like,
Yep. Oh my God, right?
how am I
Oh my
still
God.
here breathing?
Oh, I feel that, girl.
But just like many of you guys, like, I just felt like there was more to this. And I felt like I was the only one that could see it. Like, I felt like everyone around me was like, I'm like, did everybody take like the same drug, or is everybody like drinking the same water? Because how am I the only person in this room of like 150, and I'm the only one that can see what's really going on here?
Mhm.
I felt that I was always meant for something big, or something
Yes.
more, or something, and I was not okay with just settling with what everyone else settled with. And then I was judged because I wasn't okay with settling. I was
Mhm.
judged because I wasn't doing the do that everyone else was doing, and
Yep.
the cookie cutter stuff.
Mhm.
And it's like, don't let anything that anyone, whatever, that whole bit, no, other people's opinions don't, it's none of your business. Other people's opinions don't
Preach.
pay your bill. We send love to those. I pray for everyone to rise into their
Yeah,
truest selves again, and to reconnect with their soul and their divinity,
that's right.
and not everyone is going to ascend on earth at this time, but many will. And, it's an honor to be here doing what we're doing. It really is. It's
Right.
an honor. So this last card here is the Rose of Venus. So Venus energy, Venus is Taurus and Libra. We know
That's
that,
us,
right?
baby.
It's our
Yeah.
planet. Um, it's the planet of love, romance, beauty, passion, sensuality. You know, it's connected to the goddess Venus, Aphrodite. Like there's so many beautiful aspects to it, but it is very sensual. It's very, well, let me just, the message here, there's even a man and a woman here on the card.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Okay. So they're like wrapped up in like this vortex of energy. Like it's almost like the two of them together in union opens a portal,
It's
right?
beautiful.
So basically what I'm getting here is like it's a level up in divine union. Whoop. So if you're in union with someone, then it's a level up of higher love. I don't know, you know, it's feeling deeper feelings for each other. It's wanting to go dive deeper with each other, but not just in commitment. It's more so like, you know, really wanting to know each other's souls, like where you're really like just bearing openness to each other, right? Now,
Mhm.
if you're with someone and that's not happening in your connection, you're going to be moved out of that connection,
Yeah.
because this is the time of agape love. This is the
Yes.
time of divine love. And if you are not experiencing it, you're going to keep being tumbled around until you align to it, or until whatever
Mhm.
happens for you to do that, right? So many people are, and that's what I'm getting. So if you're single, there's an energy here of coming into union, okay? And that's basically it, because you're either single or you're not.
Yes.
Right? That's
That's
it.
right.
That's it. But it says alignment, flow, the right relationship, and harmony. So, you know, congratulations if you're here and you're watching this, because that means that you've come into alignment with yourself. Like you started loving yourself and you're aligning with your higher self in a really profound way. You know, even if you've been following the podcast and you've just this episode, you watch every episode, don't discount that. It doesn't matter. The message is still profound and it's still for you. You're
Mhm.
still here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So, you know, anyways, but that's everything I have. If there's anything else that you want to ask me or
I love it. Everything you're saying, I just have to keep reiterating how dead on it feels, and not just for myself, but people close to me who, you know, you share what's going on and all the things. And I'm just like, so many things you've said. If it didn't apply to me, I can picture someone it does apply to, or it did apply to me. And I'm like,
right,
yes, yes, yes.
right.
So I'm totally feeling, I'm picking up what you're laying down. But it's true. It's like the energetic shift, and like, I just truly feel it. And it's so beautiful when maybe you go through those sticky patches, and then when you finally feel those shifts energetically where you're like, ah, okay, I've
Yeah,
processed something. It's
yeah,
awesome. And
yeah,
I really feel that right now too, like that push you were talking about and just all those things. And I'm like, thank
yes,
God. I'm like, I want to feel that. Like,
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
good.
and you know, and I've been talking about this on my channel too. You know, like there's a natural progression right now, and we are being so held and so like just loved through this right now. Okay. It is intense. So if you feel the
Mhm.
intenseness of it, you're not alone. If you feel like you're losing your damn mind, you're not alone. If you feel like you're straddling worlds and your foot is in one dimension and one foot is in the other, and you're like this all day, you're not alone, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah. You know, if you're having like really like wacky thoughts and you're receiving really crazy visions, or thinking, quote, thinking about really weird things, you know, maybe things about Star Wars stuff, or, you know, it could be anything, right? You're not alone. You're not weird. Like it is us literally being integrated in, like all of these things are being integrated in, so we're like all day long like like just getting like receiving receiving
Yes.
receiving, you know. um
I love that.
so yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just like she's
Shoot.
not shaking hard enough, give her more. You know?
More.
That's like, yeah, like no, you know, it's so funny because that's literally how it feels, huh? Like
Yeah. That's why it's so funny.
it's like a galactic Nerf gun, you know?
Yeah.
They're just like
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah. I don't know. So
Oh, fuck, that's funny.
anyways, yeah, see, we have to laugh. And by the way, laughter is like the
Healing.
one thing that is so healing, and it like raises your vibration so high just to laugh.
Right.
So
When you
go
get to
ahead,
the
go ahead.
place like where you can laugh at something that might have like really triggered you before, I think you're winning. Like if you can get to
Oh
that
yeah.
point, ooh, yes.
Yeah.
And just
Hmm.
laughing in general. It's like my favorite thing in the world.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's relevant because so many people, you know, your inner child has been so I'm getting the word condemned for so long
Mm,
that you may laugh. Like for me, I'll use me for example. I always use myself because I know me in my life, right?
yep.
I know I laugh, and I'm someone that makes jokes. I laugh. I like to, have fun, and I'm the
Yes.
same.
Humor. I love
Yeah,
that.
humor. I'm like
Yep.
that on my channel. I'm like that in real life. Anyone who's ever known me always is like, "Oh, Erica, yeah, she's the funny and sweet one." Yeah. Yeah. It's like I was saying, a very intense time. So, do what makes you feel good right now, and like don't feel guilty about it. Don't like let anyone shame you. You could be like 45 years old and like I want to take a nap at 3 p.m. I feel tired, I want to lay down, and maybe you have a boyfriend or a husband or someone who's like, you're gonna take a nap, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, what are you, five? What are you taking?
Yes, and I'm
Like,
gonna.
yeah, yes, yes, yes. Another thing, perfect example, is we have to have so much compassion for other people right now, right? Because they're not on the level we are. Whether you're just starting your awakening today, you've been hit overnight and you're feeling different today, or you've been on it for the last 20 years, it doesn't matter. These other people, right? Which I don't want to say other people because they're like, we are a people's, like, this is
Hmm.
one, but they're not going to understand, and they're not going to it's like trying to like share your angel number you just got, with someone who's still asleep. And they're just
Yes.
like, so
Huh?
what? 10, 10, 11.
Yeah. Right?
And you're like,
Oh,
but
you
it's
saw, right?
11. Why are you even watching the clock numbers? Like they don't, but that is not a reason to be angry at them or like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm,
Hmm.
I'm just, that seems to be coming through a lot right now because there's a lot of frustration in the collective of that, where,
Hmm.
people are just they're seeing things for what they really are, and it's frustrating, right?
Hmm.
Because you feel like you've been duped, you feel like this is all BS, and we got to do something about it, right? It's bullshit. So there's a lot of anger and frustration, and and it can start very small, like that example I just gave, or it can be bigger, right? But anyways, it just keeps coming up, so I'm just like, let's just love everybody like where they're at. We just have
Yes.
to love people where they're at, like,
Right. And like
you know
sending someone love, like if someone has done you wrong, it doesn't mean you're condoning the behavior or saying what
no.
it was correct, but you sending love only gets your vibration still in the vibration of love.
Yeah.
And that's what people truly need when they're doing wrong or
Yes.
in pain or whatever.
Yes.
Love
Yes.
is truly the answer. It truly
Yes.
is.
Yes. I think I may have shared this with you before, but it's like my like all-time like one of my favorite like things in quotes ever. And it's like, approach every person that you meet and see as if they're wearing a sign that says, I just want to be loved.
You did
I
share
just
that last
Yeah,
time. Yes. Oh
yeah,
my
I
God,
just
yes.
want to be loved. And it's so true. And like, see, I even get like emotional even like thinking
Yes.
about it because truly every single person just wants to be fucking loved.
Right?
And the people who are the real evil ones out there, the ones who are, doing just the most unthinkable things to other people and humans and children, and
Mm.
their soul is so broken
Yes,
and so
damaged,
fragmented.
broken. Yes.
And when the soul becomes so fragmented and shattered into so many pieces, it's like you do lose yourself, and you
Hmm.
really are somewhere in there somewhere, like, right?
Yeah.
So, like you said, like just send that love to them, and they are the ones that really need it. So,
Yeah. It's so
um,
true.
it's always darkest before the dawn, right?
Hmm.
So we know that we're going through a very uncomfortable transition right now as a
Yeah.
people, as a collective globally,
Hmm.
and it's not going to last. So we just need to muscle through it right
That's
now.
right. Persevere, baby.
Yeah. And the way that we muscle through it is we just stay in the flow of doing things that feel good, hanging out with the people that bring you love and joy, you know, being open to receiving your soul familia, your soul tribe, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm here, I'm ready, like, bring my people to me, I claim
Yes.
them,
Yes.
focusing on things that are gonna set you up and better your life, your finances, your physical health, your spiritual health and well-being, like like everything, right? Everything. So, that is how we push through. And that is, as you're doing that, it's not only helping you, but it's helping the collective. You're raising
Yes.
the vibration of the collective.
And it's
You're
all
sending,
love. It's still
yes,
love. It's still that
yeah.
center, right? Yes.
Yes, yeah, yeah, exactly. And again, we don't, people worry, they worry so much about the new earth and what's going to happen and how's it going to go and who's going to be in charge or what's going to right?
Yeah.
And then it's like all of that is creating that separation of the whole, like of everything that we're getting away from. So in this transitional phase, it's like I just got done saying, we just let it go, let it flow. Like everything's going to come together. Everything's going to start working its way out. Us light workers have it all under wraps. Like it's all good. The divine in the universe is not going to let us ever fall or be
No,
misled or, do this
that's
is the end
right.
of all that. So I just wanted to say that because there's a lot of that. There's a lot of the worrying and the fear and the what comes
Yeah.
next. What's okay, solar flares and the new earth but what comes next? Like what's actually happening? A
Mhm.
lot of people don't even know. They think the new earth is like a whole new earth is going to be like this earth goes bye bye and then a whole new earth sits in its place or something, and it's not. It's just this new earth ascends just like we are ascending in our physical vessels right now,
That's
right?
right. Mm-hmm.
So,
Absolutely. And it's key what you said there, and it's applicable to all parts of your life. It's like when you release that stress and all those low vibe feelings and thoughts, that's when you can truly stay in that beautiful vibration of love and
yeah,
moving and doing what makes you
yeah,
happy and like filling your
yeah,
cup and like sure, you're going to feel things, you're going to go through different levels. That's part of the
totally,
ascension process too, right?
totally,
But
yeah,
love that you said that about because it's so easy sometimes for the human being brain to want to focus on all of those what ifs, and it's like but that's you have no control over it, so control what you can control within your own being, and
right,
that's all you can
yes,
do.
yeah, yeah. It is. There's like a quote to it, but it's something about along the lines of, "It is a fool's journey to chase." Basically, it's like a fool's journey to chase like a what if through the wind, kind of a thing. Like it's a right? So when you think all the things that we give our energy to, like 90% of it, it is things we can't control.
That's
And that is
right.
the whole point of what we're doing. We're reconditioning the system. We are reconditioning our minds and our souls and our hearts and so it's really cool.
It
It's
is.
not an easy journey because if it was, like every single person would just be totally
Right,
surrendering and doing it,
it's the
um
hardest journey, but I feel like it's the most
yes,
worthwhile because it's not
yeah,
easy.
no,
And that's why
yeah,
like when those lifts happen and those energetic I'm so grateful every time because like it doesn't feel good before that. It's like, "Oh Lord, here we go." And then when it lifts,
yeah,
it's like, "Oh, okay.
yes, yeah,
This."
yeah. um Another big thing too is like before we go is like
Mhm.
our dreams are going to be like very powerful.
Yeah.
um so pay attention to what is like anything, how you wake
Yeah.
up feeling, what you see, like anything, if you can remember anything. And I do suggest like a dream journal because there's going to be a lot of that stuff. It's going to be very active,
It's
you know.
already happening for me and
Mhm.
I can never remember or I'll remember just little visuals, but I have no idea what it means. It's just like I see the pictures in my head. So I need to get a dream journal for sure so that I
Yeah,
can like remember when I wake up and be
because
like, "Okay."
even if you can like draw out or like like the things that you see or a word or anything, like whatever, it'll lead you. And then if you like,
Yeah.
connect and just like, okay, like show me more and like connect me more to what this means and like help me to know that, girl, they will always, always, always show you.
Here you
They will
go.
lead you.
I need to
They
do
will
that
lead
because,
you.
like, some of the dreams I know are very, very vivid, and then it's
Yes.
like gone, or it's just a piece and it doesn't make sense. My dreams are
Because
hilarious because they're not, it's not real because it doesn't, like, it's not a human, like, I can't jump from here over to that cloud over there. Like, that's what I mean. But I love it. It's very magical and mystical always.
oh yeah, yeah. No, it's my dreams are or my dream state. That's where I want to be. Like I love
Hmm.
going to sleep because I get to go
Right?
travel and help and do all the crazy
Yep.
stuff, but like I don't get worried, but there's that's another thing is protecting, making sure we protect ourselves when we go to sleep and making sure our light body is
Yeah.
protected as we travel and do stuff, because there's people that have, they get lost in the astral, or they get stuck somewhere that's not, and basically it's like their soul
Yeah.
gets stuck
It's
kind of
so
thing. So
weird. I feel like I need to tell you about this dream because it wasn't really a dream. It was more like a nightmare, but I didn't feel scared.
it was an
Normally,
experience.
yeah. And it was
Yeah.
weird because I was in protection mode. Like I was protecting people, and I think that's why I wasn't afraid. And it's weird,
Hmm.
just even the visuals of how I was protecting people. It was very, very vivid and very, very weird. Like there was one point where I was fighting some man off, and somehow there was a pot of coffee here, and I threw it in his face, but his everything melted. Like that wouldn't actually happen, but his whole skin, everything was gone. But I was like the fierce warrior queen. I was like, you're not hurting these
Yeah.
beautiful people behind me. So
Yeah.
it was, and I vividly remember that one. I'm like, okay, what was that?
That sounds like something like, because like a lot of times, well, like I don't know, everyone's experience is different, but the fourth dimension, it's like a lot like the third dimension, right? Like it looks a lot, but it's like for me, it's like a warped,
Yes,
it's like
that's the word. Warped.
a
Yeah.
warped, bizarre, darker
Yeah.
version of it or whatever, right? So that's what I'm like getting with that is like like you legit like saved these energies who these people were, and
And it was
the coffee thing.
multiple. It was like
What it
multiple men just kept coming, and I was like, nope, nope, nope.
Yeah, but the coffee thing was not, it's like it's almost like they didn't, it's almost like they weren't expecting that, they didn't know because that's not from their realm or their or something. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's
Yeah,
like
I
almost
do.
like they, like what was that, oh, and it like,
Yeah.
I don't
It
know,
was
but
weird.
see, that's the stuff I'm talking about when I say like if you start like going, kind of down a rabbit hole of things where you might be like, that is so weird, what are we even talking about, if you like zoom out and you are just like looking from that third dimensional, it's going to be weird, it's going to
Yeah.
be, but it's like it's totally real. And so anyways, it's
Yeah.
just funny because I never thought like I'd be having conversations about like melting the faces off of
Right.
like
Right.
galactic monsters that are like,
Right.
going after, you know what I mean, like
Right.
it's just so crazy. I love
Then
it.
I'll
That's
have a
awesome.
dream where it's
Awesome.
like I'm saving all the animals in my beautiful field and my flowers. One extreme to the other.
Yeah, yeah, totally. That's funny. Yeah, it's
It's
just like
always
in
the
real
way.
life, huh? So
Right? Yeah.
I love it though. I love it.
Oh,
Yeah, dream
so
state is
good.
definitely my favorite time, and I've been having some really cool stuff like going on lately. So I'm just like when I wake up,
Hmm.
I'm like, ah, like that was so neat, But yeah,
Yeah. Do you always
definitely.
remember, or are there times where you don't remember?
Oh no, I don't remember a lot of the time. I
Okay.
I will remember like if I wake up like throughout the night,
Hmm.
I'll remember each time I wake up. I'll remember through the night. Like I'll even like wake up from, asleep and like wake up and like I'll remember everything I've been dreaming ever since I went to bed, and I keep, but then like when have my final wake up in the morning, that's when
Yep.
everything goes away, right?
Yeah.
So it's weird, but I'm actually lately, I'm gonna say like the last like month or so, maybe a little bit more, I actually am remembering very vividly a lot more. And I actually
Right?
spoke about that in like a live or in a reading or something about how that's a part of like for me, like one of the things I'm being upgraded with where I'm remembering, it's like almost like I can't forget it because so connected to wherever I was
Mm-hmm.
or something still. So I don't know.
Totally.
I know it sounds
Yeah.
weird, but
No, that makes I feel that.
so like if I was like in the eighth or ninth dimension or something before, I couldn't remember it so much because I wasn't vibrating at like a higher frequency to where it was so
That's
like I
right.
could, it's almost
Natural.
like, yeah, right now it feels like even though like I'm here talking to you right now, it still feels like I'm very connected to the part of me that is still in the eighth dimension right now doing whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Eighth
So
dimension, 888, all the eights.
all the eights. I know it's funny, huh? I know, huh? But yeah, so I don't know. It's really weird to try to like explain or put into
I
words,
get
but
it. I think it's cool.
yeah,
I find it so
yeah.
fascinating. I'm like, tell me everything.
Yeah, it is really weird, but yeah, it is. And it's really cool. I love hearing like other people's stories and like, just like their experiences because for me, it's like, it's such beautiful confirmation, but it's also like, it's just fun to hear because, for me, like although this will never get boring or played out or anything, it's always so cool and magical. It's me. So I'm like, whatever, my stuff is my stuff. I get it all the time. It's boring.
Yeah.
I want to hear about other people's things.
100%. I get so excited hearing other people's stories and things because it's like literally it's everything you just said. It's of course that
Yeah.
positive little confirmation, but also it's cool. It's
Mhm.
like, wait, what?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, love, but I don't know if there's anything else that
No, I
we
feel like we
talk
talked
about
about
or
so much awesome stuff. I know it resonated with me, so I guarantee it's going to resonate with multiple people who listen to this. So I just
I'm
want to
sure.
thank you for taking time to meet with us again. I really appreciate having you
Sorry.
here, your beautiful energy, your beautiful face, all of it, just beautiful.
Aw, thank you. Well, right back at you, sister.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Lovey. Do you want to plug in your socials? So if anyone wants to find you, if they haven't found you already, they can.
Yeah. So if you guys want to follow my YouTube channel, it is really easy. It's just Gypsy Cowgirl Tarot, all one word. You can find me there on YouTube. And the channel's at like 23,000 followers right now. So just be sure to follow the right one just in
Yes.
case. And then on my Instagram, it's Gypsy Cowgirl Tarot, same thing, all one word. It is verified. So just so you know. Woo, woo,
The
yep.
real deal.
Yeah, and that's basically it. Those are my two accounts that are, obviously I have my channel through YouTube, but Instagram is like my one social account that I let everyone come to, kind of a thing. So
Yes,
yeah,
perfect. I love it.
yeah.
So, if you are watching on YouTube, of course, I'm going to have our girl linked in the description box. If you're
Mhm.
listening via podcast, it'll be in the show notes. So, there'll be no trouble finding our girl. And also, if you want to follow the podcast on socials, it's just the Tea with KG, Instagram, Facebook, easy peasy. The YouTube channel is just my name, just Kaylee Grace. So, if you want to head over there, that's where you can find all the awesome podcast episodes coming your way. And you can check out Erica while you're at it because she's always putting out readings and you do all different kinds. It's not just based on the
Mhm.
zodiac, it's based on what's going on. She
Mhm.
really does feel
Yep.
the energy of the collective and always puts I love too that you do posts and stuff on there too. So like,
Yeah.
sometimes you can't maybe listen audibly, but she'll do just like posts and stuff. So all of the
Yeah.
things are
Mhm.
over there, which is great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just want to thank you again so much for coming on. And also, thank you to
Thank
all of the
you.
viewers, listeners, everyone bringing your beautiful energy in. It's
Yes.
so
Thank you.
appreciated. Yes, we feel it. And Erica could feel it because she gave us some amazing card reads there. So, I'm really excited to hear the feedback because I can hear it now. Some of my friends who I know are going to listen to this, and I know some of those things are for them. They're going to be like, oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
God. I'll be like, mm-hmm.
Totally. Yeah.
Right?
Totally. Yep.
Oh, I love
Absolutely.
it. Well, I want to wish love and light to everyone as always. Whatever you're taking on this week, this month, this year, whatever time it is you're looking at this, it is for you. And we're wishing you love all the way,
Yes.
always. You got
Yes.
this. Whatever's
Mhm.
going on in your life, keep ascending because that's
Yep.
what's up. All
Yep.
right. We will see you next week.